College is scamming you out of thousands of dollars, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars, and it's time that we play by their rules. In today's video, I'm going to tell you how to get your bachelor's degree in almost about anything, actually, in less than a year. Now, I want to go in a little bit and give you a little bit of a history lesson on why college is so expensive. So back during the Vietnam era where people were getting drafted and stuff, I forgot which president it was, but basically one of the presidents was like, oh, so you can get drafted to war, but you can't get an education. It was around the time Nixon was in, and also didn't help that he got rid of the gold standard. But basically, that's what he campaigned on. And then colleges saw, oh, okay, like these students, you don't need a credit score or anything to get a loan now. So anyone who was at the ripe age of 18 could get a student loan. They could go to school. Students had more buying power, and colleges took advantage of that. Kept on bumping those tuition prices up, and now you got to pay like $60K a year. I know USC, which is, I'm going to dox myself, but it's the college that's close to me. It's an hour or so away. You can now go there, and it costs $60K a year. So 6, 12, 18, 24, almost $250,000. $250,000 for a bachelor's degree there. Granted, that's out of state. If it was in state, I think it's closer to like 30 or 40. But still, that's outrageous. So I did the math. If you didn't have that damn bill that was making it where everyone could get student loans, equating for today's dollar, it would actually cost about $10,000 for the entire bachelor's degree experience, which honestly you could save up for in a couple of years. But colleges are closing. I think it's something crazy, like one college a week is closing. It's time that we play by their rules. And by that, I mean we got to hack the system. So there's the obvious way, which pretty much everyone knows about, aka go to community college, get good grades for the first 2 years. It's basically nothing. Then transfer into a bigger, more pristine university, and then get your bachelor's degree from there. So we're going to kind of use that method, but with something else called ACE credits, but I'm going to get into that a little bit later on. So step one is you're going to want to find a college that takes ACE credits, right? So some of these include Thomas Edison University and WGU. There's other ones like Phoenix University and stuff, but those aren't as pristine. The two most pristine ones is Thomas Edison University, or TESU, or WGU. I prefer WGU. That's what I did. They're great, but you definitely want to hop on this before they patch this method. So you're going to talk to one of the counselors there, and you're going to see which credits you actually need to take and which ones can be outsourced through ACE credits. They're going to try to get you to sign up. Don't sign up. But also, like, especially with WGU, see what you can transfer in. They take college experience, obviously, if you're already in college. They take work experience. If you're military, they take a lot of that. So you might not have to even take the full amount of courses and college classes just because you already have work experience or you're in the military and whatnot. So once you have that list, what you're going to do is you're going to go to study.com or sophia.org or Straighterline, and you're going to do each one of these ACE credits. Now, this is the double-edged sword with this method, is that it's self-paced, so you can take as long or as little as you want. I think when I was going all in, balls to the wall, I was completing about 2 full college classes every single week, which is insane. Like, granted, I was working my 2 full-time jobs, and thankfully I work at kind of in an office, so it was more chill. Like, unless something was going on and I actually had to work, I would honestly just log in, do that, and then, just chill and get my classes done, take my notes, and do my thing. And then once I got off of work, I would keep going. I would keep on doing these classes. So, unfortunately, you can't take all these ACE credits and transfer them in fully. You do have to take some of the classes at the college. Now, these ACE credits are basically these courses on study.com, on Straighterline, on Sophia, and they act as a full college course when transferred in. So they're not actually a full college course, but once you transfer them to the school sees it as a full college class and they just replace it with it basically. And that's why you can get this done so fast. And once you get all of those classes done, then you can go back to WGU or Thomas Edison University, and then you can transfer all of them in, and then you can actually start taking your real classes. Now, this is honestly what I recommend. So once you have all of those done, don't immediately transfer them in. This is where it gets interesting and what I would recommend the most, because with Sophia.org and Straighterline, I think Study.com, I think it's like $200 a month, which is expensive, but it's cheaper than college. Sophia, I think, is $100, and Straighterline, you can do it a lot faster with their classes, and it's basically guaranteed you're going to pass. Like, you can literally, as long as you do everything and you get hundreds, which all of the courses are open book, they're non-proctored tests, so you can literally write down all your notes and stuff. There's no reason why you wouldn't pass. You could literally like get a 0 on the final and you'll pass with like a C. So that's what I would definitely recommend doing for that. And then once you finish those ACE credits and you're ready to transfer them all over, then I would definitely recommend studying all of the classes that you have left. Now, they're not going to be too many. Obviously, you can't really study too much for your capstone. You can get inspiration and stuff. Once you're studying and stuff for the classes that you know you have left, go to Reddit, go on YouTube, go to any forum site that you possibly can, and just learn and absorb as much as you can so you can really speed through it. Because once you transfer over, I know WGU, it costs between 10 and 15K a semester. So the goal is once you've done all of that, you're going to get all this done in a singular semester, if not less. So the way it works is you pay for the semester, and then you basically have the entire semester to get as many classes done as you want, which is great because this is self-paced. Again, it's a double-edged sword because if you are lazy, then you're not going to really get anything done. But you have to be very self-motivated to do this method. And then you've studied it, you've signed up, you've transferred all your credits over, you transfer your work experience over, and everything else, then congratulations, you have your degree. Now, the best part about this is that there's actually specific forms on LinkedIn and other job sites that you can actually put down, hey, I've graduated from WGU, and they'll take other graduates from WGU. And it really does let you into a nice network of people who are in similar situations. And they do also have in-person graduations, which is awesome. 10 out of 10 would definitely recommend doing this method. Now, there's a couple of caveats I do want to talk about because it's not all sunshine and rainbows. Again, I'm going to iterate this once again. You have to be self-motivated. Otherwise, you're just going to burn through your money. You're not going to touch the classes, and congratulations, you've just lost $200, $300, $400 a month for however many months you've put off doing these classes. I would recommend this for everyone except for the people who want to become doctors, lawyers, or people that need a prestigious degree like in finance. Now, my degree was in finance, but the thing about it is a lot of like investment banking and private equity and stuff, they want to see people who have these prestigious degrees, as well as they want to see you've had a 4.0 GPA or 3.0 GPA, especially for like the entry roles or the internships. And unfortunately, with WGU, I'm not quite sure about Thomas Edison University. You don't get grades. It's either you passed or you failed. But if you're just looking for any degree, just to put on the resume, or your parents are up your ass about, hey, you have to get this college degree, or anything like that, I would 100% recommend this method over every single other one, just straight up. Now, if you do just so happen to fail some of these Thomas Edison University or WGU courses, you are actually allowed to retake them, and they'll actually tell you exactly what you failed on. And more times than not, all of the finals, all you have to do is take a multiple choice test and you have to write a paper. But with the ACE credits, you can fail as much as you want. I believe with WGU, you get 3 tries if you fail. So it's not the end of the world if you do fail. And again, you can do this all at your own time. But you have to stay locked in. I cannot stress this enough. If you do not, then you're literally throwing money down the drain. And if you're in Gen Z, we all have very similar issues when it comes to attention span, being able to lock in. So I actually made this video right over here on how to fix your Zoomer brain. It'll go through everything that you need to do to truly be able to lock in, besides the obvious stuff like alcohol and drugs and anything that's like super overstimulating. But I definitely recommend checking this out so you can lock in. So I'll see you in that one, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.